home. Yo, what's up, y'all? Hey, getting at the day before the sun comes up. That's how I like it, but it is raining here. So anyways, purpose, finding your purpose, buzzword for this last kind of a millennial buzzword. Find your purpose. Yeah. I've said it a lot too. And me and a close friend were kicking purpose back and forth the other day, and I was kind of like, if you really think about it, it's like, because I talk with a lot of people, and everyone's struggling with this find your purpose thing, and I got to tell you, man, like, after, once I've kind of gotten to this point in my journey, I'm kind of like, I think it's a bunch of crap, to be honest with you, because even when I look at my own life and when I look at what really motivates people, I don't find it to be purpose. Like, I don't find it to be like, some people, yes, but like the vast majority of people are not motivated by, I love this, so I'm going to try and do it my entire life, and I am going to fight and be poor and everything because I love this so much. I just don't find that ends up being the case. It's, I love this, and if I can, someday I'm going to do this because I love it, and I just need to get to a place where I can do this because I love it. I'm just trying to get to that place. So what I find to be more true than the whole like find your purpose thing in terms of finding organic motivation, what I find then is forget about purpose, forget about passion. I find it to be somewhat more motivating to actually focus on fear, pain, and progress. So when I say that, I'm going to try and break this down in a few minutes. For me, what got me started on this kind of entrepreneurial, thinking outside of the box journey of, trying to unlock potential and create a different outcomes than the ones that were obvious for my life and my path was really fear of the organic instability related to having a boss. I just don't like the fact that another human can wake up in a bad mood and be like, I don't like your hat, you're fired. You know what I mean? Like, and with what I do, that can really happen to you. And I have seen it happen repeatedly in my industry. So it's like, I just, just the reality that if you're getting a paycheck from someone else, for whatever reason, they can snatch your livelihood away from you. That, like, no matter how you justify it, I'm getting a pension. Well, there's a lot of people that were even promised pensions that don't get them. Like, there's nothing in life that's stable and truly secure except, like, your relationship with God. Everything else, control is an illusion. We do what we can. And if you're a good steward, you can acquire a certain measure of stability and control. But realistically, anything can happen at any time and snatch that away from you. One call from the doctor, everything's upside down. So but having less layers to that as possible is motivating to me. Being like, okay, well, I'll create a brand that will give me options. So if one employer or whoever decides to go sideways, or just decides to treat me like crap, like what happens in our industry constantly, you can just change your mind and go somewhere else, and with that having been said, you value the good ones, and when you have options, you steer clear of the bad ones. But having the options, that is what caused me to get up early and work hard every day. Building your own company, doing something that you love. Like, I feel like it has to have some degree of necessity and some degree of realistic progress that you can make. Like they say, reach for the stars. And I kind of am like, I don't know, man. Like, that's not how I work. At least the way I work is, what can I realistically do with what I have that will help me get towards what I want? So for me, I found that purpose was transient for the first whole entire half of my journey. I started out like going trying to work Amway kind of stuff, you know? I found that really what got me excited was the ability to change my life situation, give myself options, or some call it more power, to dictate outcomes in my life. And so what really actually got me motivated was saying, what I have right now is not enough, it's not good enough, it's not going to be enough, it's not okay, this is not how my life is going to be. And I'm willing to work my butt off day and night to create something else because I'm in pain and I'm afraid. And I can't let that pain and that fear, I'm the alchemist of my life. I get to make these decisions. I'm a steward with what I have, and I can't let that pain and fear cause me to freeze or cause me to do nothing. Otherwise, I will never reach my destiny. I will be found out by fate. And that's scary. That's scary enough to get moving. And so what I found really, when I really am honest with myself, what motivated me was never like, I'm going to, teach protectors and be a protector and da, da, da. It was really the fear of, kind of on some levels being a failure. My family and my loved ones and even my own ego, myself, these things are counting on me to be somebody and to do something and be stable and provide and all these things. And that fear moved me into a space where I then needed to walk by faith in order to accomplish. When I say walk by faith, I don't mean anything hokey. I mean, you go to college, you work hard to become a cop, you work hard to get your job, you work hard to do these things because you see clear outcomes that are guaranteed to you at the end of those things. My journey was trying to create something out of nothing, so I had to work hard for an outcome I could not see. And I had to do that for about 10 years before the outcome started to become real. So you got to understand that 10 years was a walk by faith. You interview my wife, you're going to hear about me doing some crazy things with holes in my shoes and clothes with holes in them and just believing and continuing to do things that I couldn't afford to try to create something out of nothing by the grace of God. Someday I'll share those stories with you. But it was a walk by faith, doing things consistently, deliberately, and aggressively in order to try to create something. Faith without works is dead, right? So you have to do something. Your faith, I see your faith in your actions. So I'm doing things while I'm believing that something can happen. And as I continue doing that, the harder you work, the luckier you get. It's so interesting when proper planning meets opportunity, what can happen. And the next thing you know, the Lord, boom, there's a window, there's a door, and I can hit that gap because I'm strong enough, I'm smart enough, and I can actually legitimately fill that need because I've been invested in myself and in these things on this journey. So I to fold this back into itself and wrap it up real quick, it's kind of like I say, now I'm kind of on this thing where I'm like, I don't know if you should look for purpose. I'm almost thinking you should look for something that's kind of exciting to you, that you think you can make some progress at. And if it's exciting to you, like if it's exciting because it's going to give you more financial potency, more options, more whatever, it's just got to be exciting. It's got to be motivating enough for you to be like, what I have right now is not enough and I'm going to fight for more. And fortunately, I had the type of client at the time that was so good at giving me the motivation to fight for more that I was just like, I'm not going to leave my life in the clutches of this situation. And that is what gave birth to this new way of life that's giving birth to all the different brands and things that you're seeing that are starting to grow legs and things like that. So I say all that to encourage you on your journey. Think about where you're at, where you want. Be deliberate about the fact that you have to die and think like, is this it for me? And if it's not, you really just have to choose to be willing to fight to the death for something different. And then that something different might be a far ways away, but your gratification, validation, fulfillment, and happiness is going to hit you a lot sooner than you think once you get on the path to creating that thing. It's the most amazing, beautiful, and blessing of a journey to go on. So I just want to encourage you guys with that. Happy Monday. Let's get at this day before the sun comes up. We just unwinding. We just warming up. You know what I'm saying? I look forward to seeing y'all out there in the world. Make these videos because I love y'all, and visit me at ByronRodgersMotivation.com. Boom.